Well, what we got today is we're going to do a bit of a test on the Canon C70 compared to the Canon R3, and we're going to set them both to 12,800, and we're going to compare the images between the C70 and the R3. Now, the R3, I can tell you right now, at 12,800, fantastic low light performance. I do believe it's the same sensor that's in the C80, and even though they don't claim it's a base, I do think that there's something going on in that camera, because 12,800, very, very clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to film on the C70 at 12,800, and I'm going to be using my Blazer Remus anamorphic lens with the speed booster, and then I'm going to change that lens over to the R3, and instead of using the speed booster, obviously going to have a straight through adapter, because obviously the R3 is full frame, and then because it hasn't got ND filters, I'm going to put an ND filter on the front of it and adjust the exposure, so we have the same exposure with the same lighting, exactly the same room, looking at my ugly face, exactly the same. And then we're going to compare the two images and see what looks better. Okay, then let's get the test underway. Okay, so what we're looking at now is we're looking at the Canon C70, and we're filming in 1080p at 50 frames per second with the Blazer Remus on the lens, and I've got the ND filters stopped down to get the right exposure, and we're using the speed booster here on the Canon C70. So this now is 12,800 on the C70, and what I'm going to do now is we're going to swap it over to the R3, and then we're going to do the comparison. Okay, so now what we got is we got the R3, and I've got this on I've got the anamorphic lens on the R3, and we're filming with no speed booster at 12,800. Let me just check that. Yeah, 12,800, 50 frames per second in all eye in 1080p. So they're both in the same resolution. The R3 is filming in a better quality Kodak, but let's just have a look and let's just compare them. So this is me now on the R3 at 12,800 ISO, and we've got exactly the same aperture on the Blazer Remus, and I've got an ND filter on the front of it as well, just to get the exposure right. Well, we're back at 800 ISO on the C70. I haven't seen the comparison yet, but we'll get it into my editor and we'll get those together for you, and you can be the judge. I'm not going to preempt anything. So have a look, see what you think, and let's just have a look at see what really is the difference here when we compare like a camera that I know is a good low light beast compared to the C70, pushing it to 12,800. Thanks guys for watching.